Hello, my name is Marissa Gordon. I currently teach 7th grade ELA at Draper Middle School at the Mahonison Central School District. I hold certifications in ELA grade 7-12, students with disabilities grade 7-12. I have my middle school extension for ELA in grades 5-6. I hold my master's degree from UAlbany, where I studied curriculum development and instructional technology, and I'm currently enrolled in the School Building Leadership and Educational Policy Advanced Graduate Certificate Program. I believe that one of the qualities that makes me an effective educator is my ability to be empathetic towards my students and try to understand what they're going through in their lives, whether it be at school or outside of school. I work very hard to create a foundation of trust so that students feel comfortable to come to class and share things and express themselves in a safe environment. I work very, very hard to get to know my students, especially outside of class, whether it's going to sporting events, being the advisor of a club. Currently, I'm the advisor of National Junior Honor Society as well as our newspaper club. And I feel as though getting to know students outside of the classroom is equally as important as getting to know our students as learners inside of the classroom. I've been very lucky the past 4 years at Mahonison that I have been able to work with such a diverse group of students throughout my time. I have worked with our alternative education program all 4 years that I've been there, which is a program that is for students who struggle academically due to high impact behavior. I've also had the pleasure of co-teaching with one of our reading specialists the past 3 years within an AIS intervention ELA pushing course. And I've worked with our ENL students in 7th grade the past 4 years. So I've gotten to know many families within our community and gotten to know our students and their cultures. I think those experiences have allowed me to truly understand what it means to have a culturally responsive classroom and meet students' needs based on the things that are driving forces in their lives, whether it be religion, sexuality, race, gender, and accepting those things and letting students know that they do have a safe place to come to every day where they will be respected. I believe the other quality that makes me an effective teacher is my core belief that every student is able to learn and deserves to learn. I set very high standards for my students, knowing that if they have someone behind them saying that they can do it, in most cases, they will be able to do something that they didn't think was possible. I think sometimes when we lower the bar and the expectation, students don't have a growth mindset in the sense that they just meet that expectation. But if you keep setting the bar higher and higher and let them know that you believe in them, I truly think that students are more likely to succeed and have a self-confidence that they may not have had previously. I try to share my love of reading and writing with my students on a daily basis. I have a wall in my classroom called What's Mrs. Gordon Reading. I try to stay up on young adult literature and read as much as possible. I create student-centered literature circles that have students reading the same text based on their own life experiences or interests. And within those, they lead their own discussions. They talk about themes and conflicts. Students collaborate frequently in my class. They really guide their own instruction through things that I assign, especially with things on Google Slides where they can work simultaneously to complete a task. I offer students choice with projects and writing topics so that they feel confident in their work and they're more willing to push themselves because they do feel confident in the work that they're doing. And I love reading aloud and taking on the role of a character to get them excited. I want students to take away a set of skills in my class that they are able to use in the real world. I want them to think about their ELA course and say, okay, what were the few things that I learned or took away from that I'm able to use right now in my life. When we're reading a text, I focus on deep analysis, conversations, amongst classmates. What do you think about something? What's your opinion on this? What evidence do you have to back that up? We don't just simply read the text and look at it on a face value level. I want them to think deeper about things. And I think really pushing students to deeply analyze a text makes them better problem solvers in real world situations. Also, with writing, students have to be prepared to write in their everyday lives in the real world, whether it be college, job training, anything, applying for college, applying for jobs, resume building, cover letters, any of those things you need practical writing skills for. So I want students to understand the format of an effective piece of writing, and I want them to take those skills with them throughout their life. Our world and global society is becoming more and more competitive, and I feel it's really important for me to prepare students to effectively problem solve, analyze, and write. I also want my students to leave my class for the year knowing that they have someone in their corner, someone who's going to support them through the day that they graduate, even beyond that, if they need help with finding a job or, college readiness, things like that. I want students to feel that I always had their best interest at heart and that I'm their number one advocate. That's really important to me, that my students realize and recognize that I am someone that deeply cares about them and supports them.
Frank the Mighty has been one of my favorite books I have ever read in school so far. If it wasn't for Miss Gordon and the other ELA teachers, I wouldn't have so much interest in read-alouds.
If it wasn't for Miss Gordon, I wouldn't be getting out of the AAS this year.
I liked how we read different types of books and short stories. My favorite was A Christmas Carol because I like learning about the time period.
Currently, I'm the co-chair of our technology committee at school. I use technology on a daily basis in a purposeful and effective way. All my assignments and group projects, things like that, are posted on my classroom page. We operate on Google Drive at Mahonison. Along with using Google Apps, I also use a lot of fun and engaging websites and apps that keep students interested in our activities. Nearpod allows me to download any of my PowerPoints and make them interactive. And Flipgrid allows me to pose questions to students and they record their answers instead of write them.